You can be surrounded by sound and still feel completely unheard. Not because no one is listening, but because you've been drowning out the one voice that matters most. And the loudest thing in your life is the noise you use to avoid the quiet. This isn't a video about meditation. It's not about productivity hacks. It's about what happens when you finally stop running from silence. If you've been filling every empty moment with something, anything, if you sleep with videos playing, work with music on, scroll the second you're alone, stay here for a moment. You know that panic that rises when it gets too quiet? When you're in the car and you immediately reach for the radio? When you can't sit through dinner without checking your phone? That's not restlessness. That's your mind trying to protect you from what you'd hear if everything stopped. You wake up to an alarm, immediately reach for your phone, scroll before your eyes even focus. Podcasts while you shower, music while you dress, news while you eat. Your commute is filled with playlists. Work is filled with pings, meetings, and background noise. Lunch with a video playing, evenings with the TV on. Not because you're watching, but because silence feels wrong. You fall asleep to videos you've heard 100 times, and somehow in all that sound, you haven't heard your own thoughts in months. It's not that you're busy, it's that you've made yourself unreachable, not to other people, to yourself. You've been running an operating system with 1,000 tabs open, constant input, constant distraction, constant noise. And you can't remember the last time you just sat with yourself. No content, no stimulation, no escape route. You don't feel present in your own life. You feel like a passenger, like you're watching yourself move through days without really being there. And the strangest part is, you can't tell if you're avoiding something specific or if you've just forgotten what it feels like to be still. Something shifted when silence started feeling dangerous.
So let me tell you what's actually happening. You're not addicted to your phone. You're terrified of what you'll think about if you put it down. You're not too busy for quiet. You're avoiding what quiet might reveal. You're not overstimulated by accident. You've been using noise as armor against the parts of yourself you're not ready to face. And that silence you're avoiding is not empty. It's full of everything you've been postponing. The decisions you haven't made, the grief you haven't processed, the dreams you've been too afraid to want. The version of yourself that keeps whispering, "This isn't it," and you keep turning up the volume so you don't have to answer. No one teaches you how to be alone with your mind. They only teach you how to keep it occupied. So you started treating silence like a problem to solve, a gap to fill, a void that needs something poured into it. And the noise became normal. The constant hum became safety, because if you can't hear yourself, you don't have to listen. But here's what you already know, even if you won't say it. You're exhausted. Not from the noise itself, from the effort it takes to keep running from quiet.
Stop for a moment. Notice the sounds around you. And now notice the noise inside your head. You're still here, and that means you're ready. Here's what changes when you finally let it get quiet.
Silence isn't the absence of sound. It's the presence of clarity you've been avoiding. At first, it feels unbearable. Your mind will scream to fill the space. That's normal. That's withdrawal from a lifetime of distraction. But here's what nobody told you. Your inner voice doesn't speak in arguments. It doesn't shout instructions. It speaks in whispers, in tiny, uncomfortable truths that surface when everything else goes quiet. I don't actually like this. I've been pretending. I'm tired of performing. Those thoughts have been there the whole time. You've just been too loud to hear them. And that discomfort you feel in silence is not emptiness. It's you meeting yourself for the first time in years. The you underneath the persona. The you before the noise taught you who to be. Silence doesn't fix you. It reveals you. And revelation feels like falling at first, because you're letting go of the scaffolding that held you up, the constant content, the endless input, the numbing routine. You don't owe the world your constant availability. You don't owe your mind constant stimulation. Rest isn't just physical. Your thoughts need space to settle. And the answers you've been searching for in videos, podcasts, and advice have been waiting in the quiet you keep avoiding.
You are not broken for needing noise. You are human in a world designed to keep you distracted. You are not weak for avoiding silence. You are learning how to trust what you hear when no one else is speaking. The version of you that needs constant stimulation survived by staying numb. The version emerging in the quiet remembers how to feel. Maybe it starts small, 5 minutes without filling the space, a walk without earbuds, a morning without reaching for your phone. Not to punish yourself, just to notice. You won't find yourself in the noise. You'll find comfort, escape, distraction, but not truth. Truth lives in the margins, in the pauses between thoughts, in the silence you've been taught to fear. Whatever you've been avoiding is not as loud as you think. It's just been waiting for you to stop drowning it out. Be patient with the version of you learning to sit still. Be gentle with the voice learning to speak again. Echo void for the ones who think deeply. And sometimes that requires saying nothing at all.